Yes, this is Alex J Engineering once again. Now today's video we are looking at how we can modify these battery terminals from the old to new fashion now, because with the new fashion we are going to put in bolts and lock tight, so the car won't have any problem with hard starting or low charging. So mark the terminal, grind or cut by either you can use a cutting disc, you can use a cutting blade, you can go by any means, but make sure that you take it off. I'm going even to drill a hole in that terminal so that I put my bolt down. It should come right from the terminal rebuilt point, not just from on top whereby it can go off easily. So I'll have to put my screw in where I have drilled and then rebuilt it within, as we are going to see in upcoming time. Now with my bolt, I'm going to put it inside here because it is what I drilled it to go in, and I'm going to put in this bolt just because it is nice to fix, easier to remove the battery and put on, other than the other one, no error with it. Now, if you want to know how to get to these materials that I use, you can just comment or tell me what you need to know about. I'll tell you that all this if you are interested, right? Then don't use your hand to hold that nut, please. Use a metal, because when you use a hand, it will burn you. Those substances are hot. So the cloth blow is just to protect the plastic. Looking at the battery before, part of it, you had the usual battery clips, but these clips don't hold the batteries tight. You see, look at that plate. They don't hold the batteries tight. Actually, I've just pulling them off by hand, not even screwing down. But the one I'm fixing, this blue one, they will be surely effective. That is by tightening them down by nut. So eventually give me right outcome. The procedures with it is fix it in very easy, like so. Remove the caps. After removing the cap, confirm your battery is in the right procedure. Where the positive is what it is. So put the positive on and then connect to the alternator, because the positive runs direct to the alternator, then the negative goes to the ground. But with the ground, then the motor is also grounded to pick that negative. So with the wiring here is super easy. You don't even need to waste a lot of time on it. The much time was on how to modify them to that point. So when you look at this video, and you can give it a thumbs up or you can subscribe, because more than this are coming up. And then I wanted to show you what to do, but let me remove this nut of the negative, because when I leave the negative there and the positive there, they will short circuit, which is a very big mistake and we don't want it. Then let's pass over our positive wire, that is the live, down. But before all that, I'm going to put this negative cable to keep waiting just for the final connection. Let me ground it, or let me earth it right there. So always screw bolts by hand first before tightening up, just because you don't want to spoil the threads. This really secures threads. You can even use a thumb nut and bolt over 10 years if you're following that, or if you're observing it. Then we're going to pass the wire right there where the old was, because with this old one has the hanger where that wire should pass. It is with heat things and rubber protectors, and end up protecting the wire from getting burnt, because there where the wire is passing, you can even see by your eyes that there is an engine, and the engine goes hot after a given drive. So we put in these rubbers we are putting, and the heat sinks we are putting to protect this wire from getting burnt. And when the wire is burnt, the engine will then bring in that error of short circuit. So please mind about that. It is very essential. Make sure that this wire is well off from the engine. Actually, this wire is mounted over the engine here. Sorry about that. I may not show you that, but I'm going to show you the starter motor, because down there, this is where my wire passes down up to the starter motor here. Let me connect to the starter motor right there. So this is the starter motor which I'm touching. This is the starter motor. So after bolting that nut by hand, I had to go by spanner. That is, no, it is not 16, it's 17 millimeter. 17, right? So let me bolt it, and then after I'm going to insulate. So immediately after insulating my wire, after locking up here, and then we will go for a final connection, that is the negative terminal or ground, right? So after grounding our vehicle, that means the vehicle will be ready to start up. So this is the last part of it. Put the negative terminal and ground it very well. So when I bring down the bonnet, this is it. So here we had an oldie cover, but me I got the right covers. Right here where the negative is, it is usually black, and on a positive it is usually red. It is either blue or red, as my cones down here there. So that's right now. You can see. Then let's close the bonnet together. Boom. Turning in the vehicle now to start. Just confirm that reaching in the vehicle, the first step should be a brake. This should be the brake, first step. The second step should be a clutch. Then the third step should be the handbrake. Then the last step will be the gear confirmation. Is it neutral, gear, or what? But with my case, I've already turned it neutral. Then I'm going to start this vehicle and let it idle, and I may even gas it up. Right? Let's wait and see. Waiting for the heater to turn off. Right? So it has turned off. Now I'm going to turn on my key. Beautiful. That is what we wanted, actually. You see, this is it. Super easy. I always tell you that problem. Beautiful. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. If you give it a thumbs up, God bless.